Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of Knowing Real Estate with the Posey Group. I'm Alan Posey, and this is my co-host, Art Meister. Art, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Alan. How you doing?
Oh, man, ready to go after it. And I think we're both experiencing some positive signs in the market right now, aren't we?
I think so.
Absolutely, and I think it's I know you've had a couple of closings recently. I've had two, and it's that time of year. We're approaching June and the middle of the year when it's the buying season and the selling season. We're seeing more people wanting to sell their homes, more people wanting to buy homes, and I think activity levels are starting to increase. Don't you feel that way?
They are, and the numbers support that.
Absolutely. And I think this is so the topic for today is, I think, kind of running in parallel with the activity and being successful in real estate itself is well, do you suffer from lawsuit fatigue? We've heard nothing about we've heard nothing but lawsuit stuff over the last 6, maybe 9 months, maybe even longer in some cases if you've been paying a lot of attention. And so I think it's time to move past it. Don't you agree, Art?
I agree. We can stay down in the mud. We can get down in the mud with the pigs, or we can lead the way out.
Absolutely. I think, the decision that I think I've made, and I know you've probably made the same decision, is we've decided not to participate in lawsuit fatigue. Don't you agree?
It is a conscious decision.
Yes.
We can lead, follow, or get out of the way, and so we're going to get out of the way and lead.
That's exactly right, and I think leading's always the best approach, especially when you're an entrepreneur, when you're an independent contractor. So let's talk about a few things that you can do to help you relieve yourself if you're suffering from lawsuit fatigue. Let's get rid of it. So the first thing is, I think, is we got to continue to educate ourselves and our clients and prospects. How do you feel about that, Art?
Well, I think it's critical. I mean, we're in an education business.
Absolutely.
We were brought into this business to educate people and to help them buy and sell real estate. And if that mission hasn't changed, regardless of what happens, is our situation going to change? Yes. Do we all know that? Yes. Is it worth worrying about? No. Is there anything we can do about it? No. We can plan for a way forward. Yep. And that's why we're here.
Absolutely. And, kind of to add on what you were saying, we're in not only the education business, we're also in the problem-solving business. When we're educating our clients and we're solving their problems, we're establishing value. And when we establish value, they need us and they're going to pay us, aren't they?
That's correct.
And so, so continuing to educate yourself and others is a critical part to forgetting about this lawsuit fatigue and moving forward with your business. How about something that I know you and I always practice is continuous improvement, trying to be a better person tomorrow than who we are today.
Right. I think that happens in your career, whatever you choose to do.
Absolutely.
So if real estate is what it is, do something every day to help you get just a little bit better. It's a cinch by the inch, as they used to say.
Yep.
And we need to take it one step at a time right now and just stay on track. We know what the tracks are. We've been successful in the past. We've been successful in down markets.
Yep.
We've been successful with everything they've thrown at us.
Yep.
So what's the difference right now? There are our own competition in-house with among the real estate community is certainly less than it was 2 years ago. So let's go out there and let's get our job done for the people that have entrusted themselves with us.
Yep. Something I saw the other day, I think I saw it on a bumper sticker, but it was brilliant, and it said, try something new and scary every day. And, try something that scares you every day, that I guess really challenges you or pushes you to become a better person. And I think that fits into that continuous improvement mold.
It probably
because
does.
You're trying something different, and when you do things different, it is going to be a little bit scary. And I just thought that was a profound bumper sticker. Every once in a while you see bumper stickers that make sense.
They do. I'd say one thing all of us could do a little more of is pick up the phone.
Oh, absolutely. Pick up the phone, communicate with the client face to face, nose to nose, person to person, voice to voice. Don't be so impersonal. Text messaging is easy, it's convenient, but it's also not as personal as picking up a voice call or seeing somebody face to face.
Right. And there are people we meet every day who need our help.
Absolutely.
And we're either in this to help them or we're not. So decide which end of the spectrum you're on and get in it.
Absolutely. And that kind of goes to my next one is reaffirming, or If you haven't established it, establish your value. If you've established value, you need to keep reaffirming your value with your prospects and your clients. But if you haven't established your value, establish your value. And you establish your value, as I mentioned earlier, by solving problems and helping people. When we solve problems and help people is when we're successful. We've established our value. People need us, and they're going to pay us. It's the old adage that we talked about a couple of sessions ago, Art, where if I got arrested, I'm going to hire an attorney to represent me. I'm not going to try and represent myself in court. If I'm getting audited by the IRS, I'm going to hire a CPA that knows tax law to review my taxes and defend me in front of the IRS. So I think the same thing goes to establishing your value. When we establish our value and we solve problems and then we have to keep reestablishing it as we go on. How do you feel about that?
I feel exactly the same way that you do, Alan. In our profession, people know that they need us, but there are several agents out there who don't care enough about our business to understand the value that they provide or could provide.
That's right.
And it just takes a few to hurt the rest of us. So the purpose of what we're doing here is to help agents get on track. Let's see if we can lead them through the desert that we're getting ready to go through.
Yep.
This is going to be a battle, but the battle's going to be mostly between your ears.
Yep.
So don't forget that when we're in there on a listing appointment or we're meeting with buyers, it is our job to lead and understand the process because they don't.
Absolutely, and I think one other thing is you talked about it earlier. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. But at the same time, it's not all about price. Price does not determine value. Price is price. But value is associated with you're paying for your expectation and the delivery of whatever it is you're paying for the delivery of. And I think that's what value is. And when we deliver value, you'll gladly pay for it.
I don't think there's anybody out there that won't pay for value. It's up to us to justify what we do so that we can earn the fees that we want to earn.
Absolutely. And that kind of goes to our next one, adopt a proactive mindset. When we're thinking proactively, we're not going to get caught flat-footed or off balance when certain things or certain changes to the market happen. And that's one of the purposes of this podcast. But it's also something I think Art and I practice in our own personal businesses, is that we're always looking to see, okay, here's what's going on now. Here's some possibilities that could happen in the future. Let's go ahead and do the things we know now, but prepare for the things that could happen, that might not ever happen, but that could happen in the future.
Right. Rain comes to all of us.
Yep.
Our parades get rained on every now and then, some of us more often than others. But if we take the action every day to set our own expectations, reasonable, and not pie in the sky, but reasonable expectations, and then lead our clients through the process, chances are good we're going to wind up well on the other side, and we're going to be fine.
Yep. I don't care, and that kind of leads to our next point. I don't care what you do for a living, whether you're a plumber, a carpenter, electrician, you're an auto mechanic, you're a real estate professional, you're a doctor, a lawyer, some other professional. We've all got to maintain our professional integrity. When we have integrity, people will flock to us. When we lose our integrity, people will avoid us.
And that integrity that you speak about, Alan, it's earned every day. And I think people expect to earn others' trust by practicing integrity, but they let it go.
Yep.
They don't think about every single day. We talk about we're interviewing for jobs every day.
Absolutely.
We may wake up tomorrow and be, quote, unemployed if we don't have anything in escrow.
That's right.
But the other side of that is we've got to go out there and earn the respect of others through our own integrity on a daily basis. And just because they give it to you one time doesn't mean you don't have to go back tomorrow and ensure that it's still there.
Absolutely. Let's talk about maybe perhaps as part of our integrity, setting up a clear fee structure. I think that's real important for us to let our clients understand that, hey, if you hire me to represent you as a buyer's agent or a listing agent, it doesn't matter. When you hire me to be your agent, these are my fees. This is the fee I'm going to charge. And I think when we're clear up and upfront and it's again, people getting back to the integrity issue, people would do business with who they know, they like, and they trust. That's integrity. But at the same time, part of that is being upfront with your fee structure. And when your fee structure is set up front, there's no confusion.
And when you take that approach, Alan, we get the opportunity to present our fee structure when we're ready.
That's right.
So we are on the offensive side of the ball, and that's the best possible place when you're in an encounter with a listing presentation or with buyer representation, either one.
Absolutely.
So take the opportunity to explain it when you're ready.
Yep.
Don't wait too long, because you know that's a question at the top of their mind.
They're going to ask that question. That's exactly right. How much is it going to cost me?
So be ready to answer it if they go, or ask them to just be patient. We're going to cover that here in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
I promise to answer that question.
Absolutely. And going back to your point, by establishing our value, by reviewing the needs of the client, and, really when you walk through it with a buyer or even a seller for that matter, and they start telling you all the help that they're going to need, that has a price affixed to it. Okay, now that price could be 3% of the sales price, 6% of the sales price, whatever you successfully negotiate. It doesn't matter. But you have to associate the services we provide and attach a fee to it. Mm-hmm. And I think you'll have a lot more success in getting paid your fee versus them trying to cut your fee.
I agree. But you are going to face that.
Yep. And be prepared now.
You are going to face that in the future. You're going to face it on every single presentation that you make, and the choice is going to be yours as to when you bring it up.
Yep.
So if you plan your presentations, you can decide where that information is delivered, how it's delivered, and what the outcome's going to be.
Yep. And something else that I think is a good practice is practice overcoming all the different objections. Practice with a colleague like you and I would do, but other people, practice with one of your office mates. Practice with your family. Practice with your spouse, your significant other, about, hey, throw some questions at me and challenge me on my fee, and let's see how I'll answer those questions. And you know what? When you script it yourself, you're not reading from a script, but what you're doing is you're preparing for the objection that's eventually going to come your way.
Right.
So let's talk about another part of getting lawsuit fatigue is let's look at maybe practicing a little bit more self-care, getting out and exercise. I know you've been running a little bit more, and I've been exercising a little bit more after some injuries and stuff. But, I think practicing self-care, going to the doctor when you're not feeling well, taking care of yourself, because you got to be not only physically sharp, but mentally sharp in this business to be successful.
Yeah, so are we getting plenty of rest?
That's right.
We go Mach 2 with our hair on fire most of the time. And at some point in time, you just got to have a little bit of downtime.
Yep.
Whatever that may be. Take a weekend and just go do something for you and your family,
Absolutely.
Your significant other. Do something for somebody else is a really, really rejuvenating process, and it'll make you feel better when you hit it again on Monday morning.
You know what? And I think that's even better, Art, is, and it kind of leads to your point, is, turn off the phone at 8 o'clock at night. Don't answer the phone at midnight. Don't answer the phone when your client calls you at 11 p.m. They found a house on Zillow or Truly or some other website, and they want to know more about it. You know what? You got to have certain business hours. One of the things I learned early in my career, and I think you did too, was at my first meeting with any prospect, before they're even my client, I give them my hours of operation. I tell them how I do business. I sit down and I say, look, my hours of operation are between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. And I return emails between 7 and 9 and 7 and 9 at night. And you know what? I'm checking email all day, but they don't have to know that. I'm checking my text messages all day, but I also let them know that I'll respond to them and how I do business and what my quality and what my customer service is like. And I think when you establish those parameters, you're going to have a lot more sanity, and it's going to help you with your self-care.
It is, and I can tell you that I, for one, am not real good at that. But I'm getting better, and
it's not easy.
No, it isn't, and yet Yet we're told from the day we arrive in this business that we need to be responsive.
Yep.
And in the beginning, that gets out of hand, and our habits then are, we're going to answer the phone, we're going to answer a text message regardless of what time it comes.
Yep.
If it comes at 10 o'clock at night, we respond.
Yep.
So we set the wrong course. And I like what you said. We've got to have some time for us.
That's exactly right.
And we need downtime just like they do in their careers.
We call it work-life balance now, right? You got to have a little bit of work-life balance, but also it's kind of like Pavlov's dog. You know, Pavlov's dog, when Pavlov would feed the dog, he'd ring a bell, and every time the dog heard the bell ring, the dog would start drooling and ready to eat. Same thing happens with our client. If we answer the call every time they call us, it's that Pavlovian effect, and that they're going to expect us to answer the call every time they call us. But guess what? When you have 10 clients, that might be hard to do. And one day you're going to have 10 clients.
One day you are, and one day you're going to have at least 2, and they're both going to call you at the same time.
Exactly. And so I think we have to, getting back, we have to train our clients, much like Pavlov trained his dogs. And when we train our clients how we do business, we'll have a lot more sanity. They'll be a lot more happier with us because we've set the reasonable expectations that they're living with.
Well, don't they want the best we have to offer?
Absolutely.
And if they want that, does it come at 10:30 at night? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it comes at 4:30 in the morning either.
Or you just got finished with happy hour or drinking a bottle of wine with dinner.
That's probably not a good time to make phone calls.
That's exactly right. Let me call you back because I've had a little bit too much to drink. So again, practice that self-care because I think it leads to your quality of life. It helps your relationship with your clients a lot better as well. How about seeking more professional development? Right now, everybody that's a licensed realtor can take the accredited buyer representative, the ABR designation from the NAR or an NAR provider for free. Why not take the class? And it's something you can talk about yourself and give you some instant credibility if you're working with buyers.
I think that's an excellent point. And we've all got the same excuse. We're just too busy. We can't fit it in. And quote, that doesn't make us any money.
Yep.
If we're in front of people, we got a chance to make money and help them doing it.
Yep.
Well, sometimes as part of the self-care you're talking about,
Yep.
we got to take care of our careers and our own education.
Absolutely. Set that time for yourself. Set that time to be professionally developed. Start out with the ABR, but there's a lot of other designation classes. Become a professional because, again, that's going to add to your competency. And I think the last one here is I think it's also very important to developing a successful real estate practice is foster community collaboration. In other words, be involved in the community. Be involved with your sphere of influence, your past clients, your friends and family. The more involved you are in the community, and I'm not talking about, we can talk about it, but I'm not just saying give to a charity or something like that. No, but become an active member in your community, your homeowners association, your apartment complex association, your community groups, your church, Bible studies, things like that. Become involved, and I think, first of all, you'll get some work-life balance.
Yes.
And you'll get that, you'll get away from real estate, but you know what else? People will also want to do business with you because they know they like you and they trust you, and you're the real estate professional on the board of your homeowners association.
Right. And the one other thing to go along with that, Alan, is if you've got children who are involved in sports,
oh, yes,
get active with them. You've got a tremendous advantage over some of us who have already been down that road.
Absolutely.
I mean, now our best shot is we've got grandchildren involvement, perhaps.
Yep.
So get involved with their activities. It's all about who you know and who you meet.
That's exactly right. You talk, it doesn't have to be sports. It can be band. It can be arts and crafts. It can be scouting. It can be a lot of different things. Children are involved in a lot of different stuff, karate and all kinds of stuff. Become an involved parent. Become an involved grandparent. And again, first of all, you're going to have a better family life. And secondly, you might get some business.
You might.
And the worst case is you might get some business, and I guarantee you probably will.
I would say so.
And so, these are just some helpful hints from Art and Alan today on how to push back and get rid of lawsuit fatigue. Art, why don't you close this out?
All right. You probably know the drill by now. We'd like to get a like down below.
Yep.
Also, subscribe to our
Subscribe to
channel.
us. Yep.
And remember, who you work with matters.
Absolutely. Art, thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone out there. We'll see y'all next time
Bye for now.
on Knowing Real Estate with the Posey Group. Thanks, everyone.